There's nothing better than a perfect cup of coffee. If you're a coffee snob, you probably know that fresh ground coffee makes for a better cup of joe. Coffee goes stale relatively quickly, so when you buy pre-ground beans, you may be losing some of your coffee's flavor. A good grinder will grind your beans to a uniform size so that you get the most out of your beans. In this video, we will present to you the top 6 coffee grinders on the market today. So if you want to know what coffee grinder will work for you, stay tuned. If you want to find out the prices and more information about these coffee grinders, you can check out the links down in the description and comment section below. Now let's get into the video. First on our list is best overall, we chose the Baratza Encore Conical Burr Coffee Grinder. Every coffee expert will tell you that the least amount of money you should spend on a coffee grinder is $100 because you get what you pay for in the coffee world. Although there are fancier high-end models that cost hundreds more than the Baratza Encore Conical Burr Coffee Grinder, this really is the best grinder for most people. The Encore is considered the ultimate entry-level burr grinder for coffee enthusiasts at home. You really don't need more than what the Encore offers. It has 40 individual grind settings, ranging from fine to coarse and everything in between. Once you find the perfect setting for your tastes, you're all set. It runs on a DC motor with electric and gear speed reducers that slow the burr to 450 RPM to reduce noise, static, and unwanted variations in particle size. The Encore is a great all-around grinder that performs nearly as well and consistently as the pricier competition. Baratza also has a great repair program, so if your machine needs a repair or a full cleaning, they'll take care of it for you for a fee. User reviews on Amazon are mostly positive, and many say there's no need to pay more for a higher-end grinder. Next, as best budget burr grinder, we chose the Cuisinart DBM8 Supreme Grind Automatic Burr Mill. Not everyone has hundreds of dollars to spend on a coffee grinder, but if you've got $40 burning a hole in your pocket, check out the Cuisinart DBM8 Supreme Grind Automatic Burr Mill. This burr grinder originally cost $90, but since it's discounted on Amazon for about $40, it is an incredible deal. It has 18 different grind settings, so you can get your beans down to a fine grind for espresso or a coarser grind for French press coffee. The dial is easy to twist and the settings are clearly labeled, making it easy to adjust the grind. The grind isn't perhaps as fine or precise as you'd expect from a fancier grinder, but with some experimentation, you should be able to find a setting that works for your taste. Cuisinart says the chamber holds enough ground coffee for 32 cups of coffee, but your mileage will vary based on how coarse or fine you grind your beans. The 8-ounce bean hopper holds a decent amount of beans at a time too. It'll automatically turn off when it's gone through all the beans in the hopper. Next, as best mid-range burr grinder, we chose Capresso 56001 Infinity Burr Grinder. High-end burr grinders are very expensive, but luckily there are many great options out there for less than $100. Of the more mid-range grinders, the Capresso 56001 Infinity Burr Grinder is the very best. This 100-watt conical burr grinder has 16 grind settings, which range from super fine Turkish ground coffee to very coarse grounds that are perfect for French press coffee. The grinder's conical burrs come from Switzerland and they're matched for a better fit and more consistent grind. The clear bean container at the top holds 8.5 ounces of coffee beans, and the clear grounds container holds 4 ounces of freshly ground coffee. The Capresso Infinity has a built-in timer to ensure that your beans aren't ground too fine. It's relatively easy to clean and comes with a 1-year limited warranty. It may not be quite as consistent as high-end expensive grinders, but the Infinity is an excellent deal for a burr grinder costing less than $100, and the buyer reviews on Amazon are mostly positive. If this is your first time on this channel and you like this video, we do all kinds of videos like this for all kinds of different products, all aimed to providing you the selection of the best products, making your decision easier. So if you don't want to miss anything, please consider subscribing. Next, as the best high-end burr coffee grinder, we chose Baratza Virtuoso Conical Burr Coffee Grinder. If you want the very best and you're willing to pay upwards of $200 for your coffee grinder, the Baratza Virtuoso's professional grade 40mm conical burr grinder is the one for you. It has 40 individual grind settings, ranging from fine to coarse and everything in between. Once you find the perfect setting for your tastes, you're all set. It also has a pulse button on the front, so you can grind directly into an espresso machine filter basket. The Baratza Virtuoso 60-second timer makes it easy to get the perfect grind every time, so don't worry about running it just a bit too long. It runs on a DC motor with electric and gear speed reducers that slow the burr to 450 RPM to reduce noise, static, and unwanted variations in particle size. The Virtuoso is slightly more reliable and consistent than the cheaper Encore, and its French press particle size is on point. In microscopic tests, experts couldn't even tell the difference between the particles it produced versus one of the most high-end and expensive grinders you can buy. That's high praise indeed. Baratza also has a great repair program, so if your machine needs a repair or a full cleaning, they'll take care of it for you for a fee. Next, as the best blade coffee grinder, we chose the Krups F203 Electric Spice and Coffee Grinder. Although the experts say that blade grinders are absolutely awful, they are much more affordable for people on a budget. You can still get freshly ground coffee at home for less than $20. It may not be barista approved, but it's more than enough for most people. Of course, it's a blade grinder, so if you're looking for coarse grinds for French press or pour-over coffee, you should pass this one by. You can grind your beans coarsely, but they'll be in little chunks of varying sizes, so you might get a bitter or weak brew out of them. At least at a fine grind, the blade grinder can get close to a uniform particle size, and you won't notice the difference unless you have a very refined palate. The Krups grinder is remarkably easy to clean too. You simply use a pastry brush to kick out the excess grinds that are left over. It's a bestseller on Amazon and the reviews are mostly positive. Since it's a blade grinder, the Krups can grind spices down to a powder too. So if you're looking for a versatile machine that can grind coffee beans and spices like cloves or cardamom, or even nuts, this is a good option. It's also less than $20, which is very affordable. To finish our list as best manual coffee grinder, we chose the Hario Mini Mill Slim Hand Coffee Grinder. Got a lot of time on your hands and enjoy some manual labor? Then buy a manual coffee grinder like the Hario Mini Mill Slim Hand Coffee Grinder. It's as basic as it gets. You pop some beans in, crank the handle, and grind away until all the beans are turned into beautiful coffee particles lying in the glass holder below. You'll only get 1 cup's worth of coffee for all your hard work, but the grinds are uniform and high quality. The ceramic mill is hardy and should last a lifetime. Be careful with the glass portion, and this grinder should outlast many of the more high-end machines. It's easy to clean and very easy to store in your cupboard. Since the Hario is small, you can take it with you when you travel if you're desperate to grind coffee in your hotel room or campsite. If you don't mind the workout, the Hario is a great coffee grinder to have, and it costs only $30. This Hario Mini Mill is one of the best sellers on Amazon in its category, and we've put a link to that product in the description section below so you can check it out. That would be all for this video. Thanks for watching, and we hope you liked it. If you did, go ahead and give it a like, or if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing so you don't miss anything. And if you're interested in finding the best prices of the products mentioned in the video, be sure to check the links in the description and comment section below. Discount today.